anything you guys want to get out before we start recording, like the actual episode starts? Because we're recording already.
No.
No?
My Tourette's? No.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Then we're live.
Awesome.
Oh my god. Welcome back to unfortunately for all of you, to another episode of the Making's podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Javier.
And I'm Rodrigo.
And today, again, we have more people
Yay!
that we forced to be here with us.
Goddamn, we still have to get used to those Zoom things.
More people that could have had like better things to do today, I guess, than be with these two goofballs. Would you like to present yourselves?
But yeah, of course. Do you want to go first?
You go.
Great.
My name's Dioni Vazquez. I guess a little bit about me. I was a executive producer in Hollywood and commercial for like 15 years. Sort of, I guess, wrapped that up in the last couple of years, but then ended up getting pulled back in. So now I work in a whole bunch of different new technologies like AI and crypto, but also still just doing media, still just doing content, and business building.
Ooh.
Nice.
Awesome.
Very good. And?
And I'm Emily. I started my career in fashion design, and I transitioned a little bit more toward community and experiences. I'm currently the community lead. I think my interests mostly lie in gathering people and bringing them together for experiences. And I spend a lot of my free time in the outdoors and with my boy.
Good.
Oh yeah, it's the first couple that we have.
Actually, that's true.
Oh,
This is the first actual
Spicy.
official couple out here.
That's spicy. I didn't even talk about my interests.
So Emily, what do you like now?
What do you not like about it?
Obviously, you two have a lot of experiences under your belts. Been through a lot of things with the production, with experience design and fashion and all these things. But is there any way you guys could give us a little taste, a little hint on how those careers bloomed back in the day, how they started?
Of course.
Like the turning point?
Yeah, what was the thing that made you guys like say, oh, I'm going to do this, and decide to take on that career? And then what, if you switched, change your mind about it?
That's an interesting question. You want to go first?
Sure. I feel like I'm going to ramble a little bit, so let me know. So I began my career. I knew pretty much from high school that I wanted to do fashion design. I was really interested in like how things are made and like mentally like how to unmake it and make it better. And my aunt showed me how to sew on her grandma's sewing machine and was like, you can make a career out of this. And that kind of for me just clicked. And then from high school all the way through college, I was able to pretty much pursue fashion design. I did this thing called the New York Art Program in college. And that was where I got to go to New York for like my study abroad year. And I had an internship and I took classes and I worked for a fashion designer, and that kind of got me into New York. And then I was able to go into fashion right out of college. I did the New Balance sock designs for 2.5 years. About 6 months into COVID, 6 months into my career was COVID. So I started really thinking like, well, I did achieve this. I can see my designs in stores and everything. I read this book called The Art of Gathering by Priya Parker, and it's all about bringing people together and why it matters. And that, like, for me, really rethink my career. I was all of a sudden like, maybe it would be more meaningful to figure out how to gather people and do experiences and stuff. So I got a call 2021 New Year's Eve with a job offer to help launch a startup that was a yacht rental, vacation rentals, party bus rental, and a med
Who
spa.
the hell was working New Year's Eve?
Oh, I know. They were like, so they really needed somebody to get on board. Like they had everything together and they just needed an extra few hands and stuff. So yeah, I accepted it when I had COVID. So I was probably a little bit delirious. But
I was gonna ask who would accept this in New Year's Eve, because one thing is for somebody to offer a job during New Year's Eve. Another thing is for someone to be crazy enough to jump into the job.
yeah.
I feel like during COVID we were in New York,
Yes.
so we were already crazy.
Yeah, we were.
That makes sense.
It's the fake pressure. They'll tell you like, no worry, you have time. You can give us your answer next year. And
Yeah, no, I want to work now.
Yeah, and fashion design was kind of crazy. Like they cut all the designers because they could just change the color of designs. So they kept like 1 to 2 designers on the.
oh, and then didn't even have AI yet.
No, that was way before AI. Not way before, like 2 years. But yeah, so then I came up to New York, or I came to Naples, Florida, helped launch the startups. I was like the person that did I designed everything that like the clients, I guess, would see. And helped facilitate those experiences. I did that for 2.5 years, almost 3. And then I got a job at WeWork as the community lead, which helped me progress. Like I really was just interested in learning how to like facilitate a bigger community and everything. So yeah,
Great.
Nice. You left a lot out there.
I know.
Yeah, it's fair. To your question, well, I gotta go way back. So my mom was always interested in photography, which is pretty cool. When I was like a kid, she always had like the instant cameras, just taking photos for no reason. So I think I walked in high school, I started taking a photo internship. So I was like a photo assistant to a photo teacher at the high school, and I was taking a photo because it was a dark room. She taught people how to do exposures and all that stuff. So I was like, she also had me and this other intern sort of just also learn how to do photography. And then she was like, wow, I'm really lucky. Both of you are really good at it. And so after that internship, I go into college and I go to the, when you sign up to college and they ask you like, so what do you want to do? Like when you sign up for your majors. And I'm just like, and I never actually like thought about it. So like, mind you, right? So I'm going to this college in Manhattan, and there's a long list of like majors. Like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, and it was like on the spot, and I was like, I guess. And I'm looking at the list, and there's photography at the bottom, and I'm all like, okay, I'll do that one. Like, not understanding like the choice I'm making. I'm just like, okay, let's do this. But it was good because I was good at it. I'm good at it. So ended up doing that for as a major, and then I double majored for film because I was like, photos don't move, and I was like, that's boring. So I was just like, it doesn't really tell a story the same way, right? So I was like, okay, let me get a double major. So I did the communications and film program also with the photo degree, and I sort of combined them. I was like the only person in that school that really did that. And then I graduated. And then so that was sort of to your question, how I sort of bloomed, I guess, because then afterwards I was doing photography at clubs, like nightclubs in New York City. My shift started at like 11 p.m. Sort of wild. And then after a year or so of that, I just picked up my bags and went to LA. I was like, well, if I'm going to go do this, like I might as well do it correctly, right? Shoot my shot. So I went to Los Angeles, was there for a couple of years, met one of my best friends in the same building I was in, and we started a production company together called One Push. And that was sort of where it started blooming. And we were like, obviously, if making a production, this must have been, a long time ago. This must have been like 10 years ago, right? So me and my buddy were living in this apartment, 1-bedroom apartment. We're both living in there, just trying to make the dream work, right? Like we had a dog. This dog liked to vomit a lot. It was very crazy. This 1-bedroom apartment, and it was in the middle of Hollywood, right off the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yeah. So I'm like literally there on Wilcox and Hollywood Boulevard. It was really a lot of fun, but we were eating like 7-Eleven pizzas to survive. It sucked. And then, but then, years of grinding and sort of like getting our portfolio bigger and getting like bigger clients. And then when I went back, I flew back to New York for a while, a couple years later, and we just started hitting it. So I started doing these commercials. He started doing more narrative work. So we just started both doing narrative and commercial at the same time. That's when we started blowing up. We started doing bigger brands like your Procter and Gamble and stuff. We started doing stuff for TV where we would meet like Kylie Jenner and stuff like this. So then we started doing and it actually started working, right? So like we always said we were gonna have like give ourselves like these necklaces with like a 7-Eleven pizza on it, just to remember the song. All right, and then and then snowballing momentum. We just started printing. Like we were actually doing very well for ourselves.
Name kind of starts going around and
exactly right, and just like not doing it badly every time, like being good every single time, and then catching some breaks, making some friends. Okay, because a lot of it is connection and like knowing the right people.
It is.
Right, and like sort of finding people with the same values as you, and we all help each other. We're all like creatives and stuff. So that's really the blooming part to your question. Obviously, more stuff happened after that, but I'm gonna answer your question.
No, yeah, it's great, and since you already said there's more happened in between, I am very curious about this because you have a bunch of let me put the spotlight on you for a little second. You have a bunch of like, what's the word that I have here? Awards and stuff that you've been through, obviously, thanks to your career in this production company. But how is it that you get nominated for an Oscar?
So that happened. That's funny. That's a funny story. So, I had a lot of directors in our roster. That's how it worked, right? So it was a production company. We had like maybe 8-9 directors, and so every director, a lot of the times we would get their work, but sometimes they would come to us and be like, "I have this project." This project didn't pay that much because it was an independent film documentary. So it was like obviously it didn't seem like that was crazy. But then the director could whisper it to me. He was like, "Yeah, but we might get a lot of awards for this." And I was like, "I wonder why." And as I got closer into the process, into the project, I was like, we sort of discovered why. It was very under wraps. They were already funded by some independent investors, but then like I wasn't even privy to all the information when we were getting like pitched to do this. But basically the idea was they were like, well, this has never been done before. And yeah. And they're like, and you have this much money to get it done. And then I was like, okay. So, as we start, so we recruited this guy who did a lot of AI. It was an AI background. He like coded. And then my director, Johnny Hahn, who you might see from, he is now he was the head VFX guy for the Penguin that just came out the show, right? Oh. Yeah. Shout out to Johnny Hahn. And so when we connected and even we were like talking about doing it, so basically it was so production, like it was so like it was very detailed to shoot because we had to get like I had to rent like 12 of the same camera to then shoot these people in the studio. It was very like high technical type of shoot, but long story short, the movie was about, which I figured out through production, was that it was like there was all these like LGBT people in Chechnya who were like sort of getting killed like because they were gay, and so we were like, oh, but it was like more dramatic than that. Yeah. So our job was to protect their identities because some of them were still there. So we couldn't show their faces. So what we did was the AI guy and the director and me, we basically produced it. So we recorded all these other people who had the same ethnicity, and so we took their faces and put it on the faces of everyone in the movie. Right, so using AI and a whole bunch of cameras.
It's kind of like a disguise, or
it was the most professional deep fake at the time, right? So it was like deep fakes, which was coming out at that moment, but it was like 10x like seamless. You could not tell. And this might have been 2019, right? So it got later sold to HBO because they thought it was so good. And then they gave us all the money to finish the movie with like post production to like, you know, make everything seamless, make sure that all the lines were like, but it was like after that shoot, people were calling us, like studios were calling us and like because they wanted to use it for like stunt doubles and stuff. And
Oh,
right?
yeah. That was kind of like the path of deepfake a little bit, right? Like people that knew how to do it started like, how can we use this for good or for a specific product? And then there's always that second step of,
Oh yeah, that's true.
how can we save some money with this?
Exactly, right? I got nominated because I was the VFX producer, right? I was with like the producer for for all the deep fake and all that stuff. That was sort of guided to our department, blah, blah, blah. And we also got, and that was the first time a documentary ever got nominated for Best VFX. And also it was nominated for Best Documentary as well.
That is a great achievement.
Yeah, thank you. And I won a Peabody off that one.
No, yeah, it's still, when you're talking at like most of those awards, it's like, it's a shame that we don't get to see most of those technical awards actually on live and they're showcasing or in some way, because there's so much that goes into making one of those. If you go like, it could be deepfake, but if you go to like action movies or anything like that, like sometimes you need like hours of computer power to do something like just 10 seconds of movie.
Yeah. It's definitely.
Oh, can I add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Dioni's movie it plays out like a thriller, which I felt like was really cool. So it didn't totally feel like a documentary as much as it felt like a movie with a storyline and everything. And there's a big reveal at the end. But it also showed at the UN. And then the following day, there were sanctions on Russia. So I thought it was what do you...
Chechnya, which is baby Russia.
Yes. There were sanctions on Chechnya. And I felt like that was so cool, like, because art did change the world.
It did. Yeah. That did happen.
It had a lot of impact.
Yeah. Like, that was where it premiered. It was at the UN, and they were showing it. They were like, this is what happened. And then they're not going to say it. They're not like, this movie is what made us put sanctions on Chechnya. But literally it's the next day. So clearly.
Right? Like, yeah, because it's actually, this is probably the best part of the story. Because it's like, a lot of people that start going into art, I feel like we fall in love with some kind of process of instruments, right? Like we would just, you guys, for example, like it's funny how the stories always start like with, oh, my aunt gave me a sewing kit, or then I got to actually hold a camera for the first time, like, and then kind of like the passion grows over there. Like there's always kind of the instrument, but what follows through into a career is like, I want something that I do to change the world. Like I need something I have something to say, or I need, like, something is bothering me in society that I need to do something about it. Yeah, that's kind of like where the spirit comes from.
Is there a way to put on
It's dope to see when it actually happens.
Thank you. You know,
it gives us hope.
Yeah, you know, it's tough for an artist because it's like, you know, you're always like compromising. You know what I mean? You always gotta, like, there's so much pain for this, right? So it's just like you always have to sort of like, you know, play ball with the sponsor. You gotta play ball with the investor. You gotta make sure that it's not just art. It has to be, like, you know, profitable a lot of the time, right? So, and that sort of becomes like, you could say a burden, but you know, you could also think about it like, the more people watch it, the better it is. You know what I mean? Like even if it's not exactly, you know, the purest art form, if people see it, then I feel like that matters, because like, if no one sees it, then did you even do it? You know what I mean? Like, fair enough, right? But no, I agree. I definitely had like Like I definitely wanted to like it having an impact, right? I wanted to like
part of something.
yeah. Like I always wanted people to like connect and like sort of understand each other's stories. And I felt like a lot of people, you know, honestly, like this is like I always felt like people miscommunicate a lot and like don't understand each other when they should. And I feel like when we start sharing stories about each other, about like different things that's happened to each other, we sort of understand that we're like more alike than we first see, right? So we might be in different communities with different values and stuff, and we might like not always like see eye to eye on everything, but the human experience I feel like is pretty universal, right?
Can I do one step back over here?
Go ahead.
Like, cause from both your stories, like you guys been through a couple different cities already, usually major ones. Like we have Chicago, New York, you said LA, now we have Miami. It's like, I will say like, what do you guys felt like as far as art related and this creative industries, like where do you guys felt more at home with like that you felt like you could express yourself in one of those and or like what's your favorite between the ones you guys been to?
Just in general for the art, like
I'll say both. Like what do you guys feel which one is
Because at the end, the art is a huge part of our lives. It influences our decisions. So
which one that had the best creative community and which one is your favorite?
I would definitely just say New York right away. New York for me was like my Paris. Like I thought, like when I grew up, I want to make it to New York because all dreams come true there. I made it to New York. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Just like the way of life, like carrying your groceries 5 blocks, no elevators, things like that. But there's something magical in like New York that I still would love to go back to and everything. But what do you think?
I'm from New York.
Yeah.
And there is my favorite city like that, like probably like I probably thrived in the most. Depends. I liked LA a lot. We just came to Miami. So like it's not, you know, I still can't say like it's like right. But I loved LA community. I felt like I was healthier in LA. Like it's talking about like this life. But in New York you can make more money. In New York is like art and struggle go hand in hand. So like, you know, so like New York is crazy. It's a crazy place where, you know, you don't know what's going on half the time. You always got to sort of watch your back. Nothing's easy, like she said. Right. So it's like I feel like with that a
big
lot
effort,
of
big reward kind
exactly, right? Like, you know, you're in the trenches, like literally, like you don't like you're on the subway, you're like, I don't know. You know? And I think going through stuff like that is like where you get the best art, right? Like, you know, like throw it back to like the 80s and with like Warhol and Basquiat, they were in the 80s and like, you know, in southern Manhattan. It comes out of you when you have more things that you have to deal with in life, and like when things aren't easy, that's when good art comes, unfortunately. So yeah, to your question,
I'll say completely different cities, but like in a different aspect of life. Like I come from São Paulo in Brazil, so it's also like huge, even compared to Miami, and it's interesting how it's kind of like this city where it's harsh. It takes a lot out of you, and it's like I still remember the feeling of like coming from São Paulo to here, and you have that chip over your shoulder of like what's going, like you have to be aware of everything that's going on around you, right? But there is something from that phrase of when people say like city that never sleeps. It goes for São Paulo, goes for New York as well. Like there's always something going on every day of the week, every hour. It's like it literally never sleeps because like that, and that's why so many things come from that. It's like there's always.
What about Miami? Miami literally doesn't sleep.
I feel like Miami's getting there.
Yes.
Miami's getting there.
Like people come out of like club space at like 11 a.m. Like they literally don't sleep. Like I was just like, at least in New York, the bars close at 4 a.m. You know what I mean? Here, I'm like, no, you guys literally don't sleep. Like,
No.
like it's like, what's
no,
up?
no, we don't.
No, like, which is sweet, right? I'm just like, maybe, honestly, Miami sort of maybe the town that is first.
I mean, I think that's the Latin side of it.
It's a lot of energy.
I mean, back in Brazil, clubs would close at 6, 7 in the morning. So
There's a lot of energy from all over the place down here. So like all the time zones are mixed up. That's what happens. We're gonna go on a little break shortly, but before that, I wanna ask you something really quick. You guys, this little exercise that we do every episode. I want y'all, the two of you, to share a secret or a technique / skill that you learned during your careers that you apply in day-to-day life, completely outside of your work.
damn, and that's supposed to be a quick question.
Yeah, can we take the break and then get
Damn.
We can take a little break.
All right, we'll come back.
We can take a little break, and when we come back, we'll get your answers.
perfect?
All right. And we are back. Yay! So, your answers.
Yeah. Yeah. Answers. You want to go first?
You can.
Oh, sure. I have my answer like this. I was ready to go. So, something I learned making movies and making like stories is that you always should do your how to tell a story, right? Challenge, struggle, resolution. For people who don't know. So it's like I know that sounds really simple, but I use it all the time in like real life. So like when I'm trying to like tell someone what's going on or communicating something, people's brains, like that's how we understand the world is through stories. So the more that I structure like stories in that way, the more I get people to stay engaged. So the same way I tell stories in my work is the same way I tell stories in real life, right? So helped me a lot being able to like get ideas through people and be able to not just like have them like, you know, buy into what I'm saying, but also understand what I'm saying. Challenge, struggle, resolution.
Yeah, you're also putting a picture in their head. You're walking them through your mind, everything, so they can see what you're seeing.
Yeah, like people have always told each other stories, right? That's how we always like connected with each other, even like right before books and before like all this other stuff. We just told stories. It's never changed. There's only maybe like a handful of ways you even can tell a story. So it's like once like it's, for some reason this is just how the human brain works.
Yeah, you'll say usually composing like music does the same thing. It's like create tension, release the tension. Like you need the
You'll even notice that I tell this all the time that like you'll notice music now where the lyrics are always the complete opposite of what the music sounds like.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right?
We experience that more often than you think.
Right. Because that tension, right? You're making the brain sort of work in this way where you're like, say it's like a really happy sounding track, then like the woman singing on it is like super depressed, right? And it's just like that type of narrative, like you're sort of giving them like the peaks and valleys of a story, right? Where you're like having them feel all these things. Same idea, right? You're just trying to like get people like to stay engaged.
yeah. Now two fans of 21 Pilots, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
What are you at?
I heard this theory that it's called the black coffee theory, and it's I never heard of it, but it's where you go to a cafe and you say, hey, I want a latte, but then you say, oh, I just really don't want black coffee. I don't want any just black coffee. I want to make sure there's milk. I want something more than that. Like you just go on about how you don't want black coffee, and then when you get your drink, it's black coffee. And like the idea is you focused all your energy on not having the black coffee, that's what you got. So I try to be mindful of where I'm focusing my energy, so I can get what I'm focusing on instead of so I'm focusing on the right thing.
I've heard that theory more in my my first language, in Spanish in a different way, but it's the same idea.
How is it?
In Spanish is el que no quiere sopa le dan dos tazas. So if you don't want soup, you get 2 whole cups of soup instead. It's the same idea. It's you don't want this so much that you end up just it's the first thing that comes to you right away. So I
love that already. Such a good analogy.
totally with that idea.
Like when you're driving the car, you're like, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Boom! Yeah. What's gonna happen?
God damn it! Yeah,
Exactly.
that's exactly how it goes.
Exactly.
So drive like you're trying to crash your car.
Right. Yeah, inverse that. Yeah.
So you both have again a lot of experiences on cultural, on human levels combined. I'm curious about at what point do both your experiences, your perspectives, since you guys are a couple, where do they overlap? What can you say about what you have shared with one another from all the things you lived independently?
Ask me that in a different way.
You do have done different things, right? But those different things have to do with a lot of culture, have to do with people and addressing situations and solving problems and communicating a message and making people feel things. How, in sharing with one another your own experiences, how has that how that changed you? How has your experience affected her? How has her experience affected you, and vice versa?
Wow, that's a really good question.
I know, that is a good question.
That's a good question.
I did my research.
It's like I came prepared.
No, that was a good one. First thing that comes to mind is that my mom was like a very she grew up on a farm, right? My grandma grew up on a farm in Dominican Republic, in like Puñal, in like the middle of like the campo, right? So like my mom already has very like rural values. You know what I mean? Like Catholic rural values. I grew up in New York City, which is the complete opposite, right? It's like, atheists.
He doesn't get less rural.
right. So, but the more then when I met her, and she's from the Midwest, I was just like, oh, like her values and my mom's values are very similar. Like my family's values are the same. And I met her family, same idea. And I was like, oh, and that's the same values I have, right? Because that's what my mom taught me. So, I guess sharing stories with each other sort of made me reconnect with like why sometimes, like in New York City, like when I went to college, like I would like clearly share food with my friends. And it was so weird because like a lot of these guys and, love them to death. And it was like 6 of us in the same like dorm or whatever. Like they wouldn't they'd be upset if like they would never share food with each other. Like they would be like, if like someone like it's almost it would be so mad. I'm like, bro, have as much as you want. Like it's just like it's just food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that is sort of where
What's mine is yours.
right? Like you know what I mean? It's a communal thing, especially for communal people, especially when you come more from like that type of like, environment. So I was just like, oh, like our values are not the same. You know what I mean? Some of our values are the same, but some of our values are not the same. So then reconnected, and then I understood when I met her and her family, I was like, oh, like this is where that comes from. Like that type of value where like community matters and like small town stuff. And like, my mom was always like, don't let the neighbors hear. And I'm like, I never, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I didn't care. I'm like, I understand. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
New York is like, the neighbors are not paying attention.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But for her, she's always like, no, like don't tell her, you know what I mean? But when I go to her town, it's a small town. It's like a village. And there actually is like, it's like, don't say something crazy because everyone knows each other, right? So that's sort of where that intersection came for me. I was like, oh, now I understand it way more because now I understand like going back, visiting her town, going back to DR. I'm like, oh, I understand those values now. They make more sense to me, right? So I don't fight those values anymore. I totally understand.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Yeah, I definitely think we share a lot of the same values, and the more we've dated, the more we've kind of just found out that we share more and more values together. So that's been really great. But for me, I would say like we're very different people. Like he grew up in New York. I actually did grow up in a town that's called a village. So he, like what he said, I guess to piggyback off of that, like I'm just like a lot. I relate things a little bit more differently, and I relate things a little bit more warmly, and I think about people's feelings and stuff like that. But Dioni also thinks about that, but he's very direct with how he words things and everything. We've worked on a lot of little creative projects together, and I feel like we bring different things to the table because of that. I think I'm a little bit more hands-on. I like to do the graphic design and stuff like that. And then Dioni is able to think a little bit bigger picture than I can. So he can really tighten things up in a way. I always have him look at everything I do, and he can give me some feedback that really helps. So, yeah.
She's a little country. I'm a little rock and roll.
Yeah. I think I'm a little rock and roll.
This, funny enough, this sounds a lot like what this relationship is without the dating.
Yeah.
One of us clearly likes to be more hands-on and be on top of the designing stuff and editing and all that. And another one, and the other one is more bigger picture, throwing ideas, like overlooking. I show him the stuff. He's like, I love it. This, suggestions, all those things back and forth. And I do the same with him, but I definitely feel more comfortable with the technical part of things. He's more comfortable with the thinking, and it's a great combo.
With your bromance.
Don't feed the flame.
We're gonna have the fanfics.
Don't feed the flame. It's already pretty bad. Don't feed it anymore. Among our friends, it's already insane. The things we do together when we like have hang out and have fun and like come up with jokes and we write stuff. And then when like we do games where we have to write stuff off of prompt, and when he and I get the same question, we give the same answer. We give the exact same answer, and then we submit. We look up, we look at each other and laugh out loud because we're in each other's brains. Yeah. That is what the.
It's the crafter and the strategy. It's kind of like complement. You know who does
hardware and software?
You know. When you know who does great gaming, and I've been through one of them, Emily.
Yes, she's true.
Oh, that's sweet.
She's the first person that I know that she actually knows how to like, and I'm not talking video games, but like she knows how to develop games, like the like the structure of the game.
Like come up with the game and show people how to play it.
Yeah, I had an Etsy shop, so I used to make games like murder mystery dinner parties and game shows and whatever I could come up with.
Oh, I love that this came up because I in my like travels through my research.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I found the Etsy page. The shop is empty.
I know.
But I found it, and I was like, I wonder what was here. Maybe I'll ask later, but I'm happy that it just came out naturally.
Only because Etsy charges you every time you have a post up.
I know.
But she made a lot of sales. I'm not gonna lie. She made a whole bunch of sales. But Etsy has to fix their stuff. Etsy.
No, I just need to renew my shop. I kind of like it was something I was trying to set up and then have it make money on its own, and it did work, but then you have to pay once a year to have your shop back up. And I haven't put that much effort into it lately, and I feel like my skills have grown, so I'm like, do I redo some products or what do I do?
It might do really well now that you have better, more skills and
refined taste.
Yeah, and maybe set up a shop somewhere else outside of Etsy might be.
No, yeah, I have the experience of and Javi knows this. Like I have my mom, she works with Etsy for a long time now.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because she has her own jewelry company
nice.
set up on Etsy for, I want to say like almost 5 years now. Because this is a thing they started like during pandemic kind of thing. and it is kind of like she got used to it at this point. She researches, she knows in and out of how to work on the platform. But as the son who's like sometimes working with communication and doing this, is like it can get so frustrating when you're working on someone else's thing. Like you want to like I want to put the picture in a different like it doesn't look pretty, or it doesn't like yeah, just
Mom, pay attention.
Yeah, right. Come on, mom.
Because she does watches the videos.
Oh, she does.
She does.
Mom, you gotta listen
does.
to your son.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has a vision. Let him take you there.
But do your thing.
But do your thing.
But do your own thing as well.
But don't be mad at him.
Don't be mad at him.
you know what I started noticing that is really interesting with you guys is it's almost like you and that goes with what you said, like you guys have different personalities and all that. One became kind of like this expert in what they do. Like you have a clear path on I wanted to do film and video, and became like more and more expert on that and via VFX. And Emily, you kind of have this kind of vibe of like almost like that beginning of art, like you kind of play a little bit with everything, right? You started with fashion design, then you went like, let me do a little bit of graphic design, let me do this, let me develop games. That you kind of dabble into a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I have a clear vision. I think when I quit fashion design, like I really had to like let that dream go because I was like so locked in and only that. And that in alone, like letting something go that I thought I would be doing the rest of my life, like felt good, but was kind of hard for me. So I did try a bunch of things out, but I do think I have a clear path on what I want to do. I just don't think it totally exists in the world. Yeah.
What do you think like moved you out of fashion design? It was more like when you started doing it was different than what you thought, or it was like the industry itself that is kind of like
Juicy.
yeah. Drag them.
Yeah. No, drag them. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like, you know, like you don't have to like name anyone or say anything specific, but it's like you know what I mean? Like
well, working
things
in
happen
fashion,
in the industry kind of
yeah.
thing.
That happen.
It definitely felt a little bit like Devil Wears Prada. Like it kind of thrived on being a toxic industry, and people kind of just acted like that's the way it was, kind of thing. I will say, when I left fashion, it did feel very repetitive. I was definitely not working for a fashion startup. I had interned for a lot of fashion startups, and they weren't all that successful. And I think it could be, but I do think owning your own business as an artist or anybody is just kind of hard, and you have to be up for that.
It's tough.
So I went the corporate route because I worked, and it was just very repetitive. Like every day felt kind of the same, and I didn't see where that was going to change in my career. So, and when I read this book, The Art of Gathering by Priya Parker, I just realized like there was just like a lot more meaningful things in life that I could be designing.
Drag him.
That's beautiful. As creative people, it is important to work on the projects as much as it is consuming other people's projects. So I wanted to know, since you like did production, you did together, do you guys watch a lot of movies?
Too many.
All the time.
All the movies.
Yeah, I know. I watch every single movie made.
Emily sent me a few lists of movies already that
Only like
I still
100
have to go
movies.
through some of them.
Yeah,
Do you get a lot of ideas from those movies, or is it just for does it work as a great source of inspiration, or is it just purely entertainment and fun?
I mean, good movies inspiring, right? You know what I mean? Like good movies you don't forget, and they sort of stick with you. So yeah, always, right? You sort of get inspired by things you don't even know you're getting inspired by. So yes, for me.
We used to have the Regal Unlimited passes and go like 2 to 3 times a
Ooh.
week. We acted like VIPs whenever we walked in. We loved
Yeah.
it.
I used to do the same thing with AMC as well. It's honestly, well, it's pretty dope.
It was, right?
Like,
And they're extra
yeah.
nice to you sometimes. And yeah, but we're really hard critics too. When we go to the movies, like we just go there and afterwards and we're like, oh, that kind of sucked.
We'll walk out.
I mean,
Like we like to
that's part
dissect
of it, right?
it
Like-
and
that's a perk of your jobs, essentially.
Right, this
That,
sucks.
that comes default with the jobs. I leave a lot of places criticizing the design of stuff and the visuals, and if I really like it, I'm like, dude, that was sick. or that,
and
that was
that's
visually
kinda-
stunning, or something like that.
That's kind of the switch that we turn on when you become an artist, right?
Mhm.
In any field, is like once you start singing, you cannot unsee it anymore.
Oh, she hates it when I do. She hates
oh,
it.
he's ruined so much for
She
me.
hates it.
I can't watch reality TV anymore
I'm
because
so-
of him.
Oh.
I ruined it. I was like, you know, that's fake.
You know, on your question, you know, since Emily mentioned the book that changed her, one book that I feel like most artists go through already, like it became kind of a thing, but
The default.
that changed for me, it was Still Like an Artist.
Oh,
I like that one.
Austin
I
Kleon.
read
yeah,
that
me,
one.
me too.
Mhm.
That was the first one that was like, oh, that's right. Like nothing, like you kind of break that idea of imposter syndrome kind of thing. Of like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And you realize, like, yeah, no one does.
No one
It's
is
like-
no one knows what they're doing. No one's original.
After I read that book, I made the executive decision, because my family was not on board with me, of going to school to study graphic design,
Nice.
and
Oh, no,
it's
yeah,
paying
I
off.
was already there.
and it's paying off. It's paying off.
I
Don't-
actually think my studio art degree was like the best degree I got. Like it taught me how to research, come up with an idea, how to
Oh, same.
execute the idea, and then deliver the idea. Like that's basically all you do in life. So
Everything,
I feel so lucky that in the beginning I decided to go towards advertising and not directly into design. Because
interesting.
and don't get me wrong, there are great design teachers and everything in schools, but you get it's nice when you get the bigger picture first. You see why you're doing stuff and how the industry actually works, and then you actually go into the crafting side of it.
Right. Oh, you did like the creative part of advertising, and what part?
Yeah, so my journey is like I did 3 years of advertising back in Brazil.
Well, what kind? Like what? In what?
It was on the colleges, like they do divide you midway. It starts everyone together, but then they divide you midway between marketing and creative. So you would half of your classes would focus more into the creative process of it, but because it was a communication / advertising major, you don't focus so much in the crafting, more in the ideation and understanding like the creative briefs and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you learn to have ideas, not necessarily how to execute them.
Right.
You do have some of it, but
Right.
And then when I moved to Miami and went into art school, to the art institute, is when I was still technically in advertising major, but then you're working with graphic designers, photographers, fashion designers, interior design. All the classes are kind of like mixed together. So that's when that side of me started developing a little bit more, and you get ideas from everyone that works with you, kind of like blend into everything. So I kind of got a little bit of both.
Yeah.
That's why.
Absolutely. Same. Yeah. Like that makes sense with what you're doing now, right? You're like the idea.
Yeah,
guy.
and that was something that we worked on in school over here already. It was most of the classes we had, of course, like as any creatives, you usually have like this
major project that you have to work on through the quarter or semester or anything like that. But they always had, I'll say most of the time, the advertisers, sometimes a graphic design, depending on personality. But you have this kind of like, everyone has their assignments, and because you're in advertising and you're selling, like you understand how to sell it, how to make it into a larger project, you're gonna be overseeing this.
Right. Yeah. Which in nowadays is probably there's a premium on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you guys were saying before. It's almost like you always need someone to see the bigger picture, right?
Right. I feel like nowadays with like robots and AI, it's like it's more storytelling heavy. Right now, it's just like can you tell the story? Because then right? Because everything else is gonna be sort of done for you by a robot. Yeah. So yeah, I agree.
Not a fan of that, but yeah.
We gonna get to it.
Okay. We're gonna go into another little break, and before we do that, have another one of those for you guys.
Yay.
What is something you want to learn completely unrelated to your careers? Or maybe somewhat related to your career, but something you don't know yet and you want to learn. And I dare you guys to do it as well. Learn it this
Triple
year.
dog dare?
This year, since this year's
Okay,
fresh.
so we setting goals for 2026.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Since this year is pretty much fresh, we're setting like resolutions.
Sure.
What is something that you want to learn this year? I see.
I already know. But you gotta take a break, right?
We're gonna
No,
take a break.
go
No,
for
no,
it.
sometime.
no, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll
Okay.
hear it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
Something you want to learn in
Something you want to
2020.
learn this year.
I really want to learn how to windsurf or something along those lines.
Ooh.
I want to get in the ocean. I'm like a little afraid of the ocean after working on, well, I grew up on lakes, so the ocean is just like so much bigger, so many bigger animals.
Can you tell them the story of why you feel like that?
Which story?
The first time you were on that yacht.
No.
Can you tell that story? It's a great story.
They were like, no.
It's a great story.
Man.
It involves the U.S. Coast Guard.
And it was
Ooh.
And
Okay.
I
Awesome.
thought people were going to die.
It's
It was so
good.
bad.
It's so good. Talk to them about fear of the ocean.
Oh, yeah. Well, basically, no, I think they could get in trouble for that's all I'm going to say.
Cool. If we can get in trouble,
Not you guys, them.
if they can get in trouble, then no.
Well,
Don't
there's-
force yourself to say it.
Okay. Well, I really want to learn how to windsurf. Double dog dare me. I want to do it. I want to get in the ocean and yeah, adventure there. What about you, Dion?
Man, that story was so good.
I would tell.
It's so good. It's so harrowing.
I'm not gonna say who it is, but I know someone who.
Yeah, right. I know someone.
Yanni is
was-
doing the thing that I do. Teasing the hell out of it.
Oh my
Goddamn.
god, it's harrowing. And I guess the resolution's good. But anyway, I want to fly a plane, so I guess we're both crazy.
Oh.
Yeah. I
Ooh.
took my first plane lesson last year. And I want to get my license. It's Florida's the cheapest place to get your flying license in America.
In the most sunny days, apparently.
Mm-hmm. So took my first one in one of those little cigar boxes. And it was fantastic. I was like, this is so fun. So I want to get my license. I guess that's what I want to do.
Cool.
Interesting.
Do you have anything for this?
Why do I have someone to introduce you to?
Oh.
They have a plane.
And it suddenly clicks.
And they teach me how to
It's
fly a
not
plane.
planes though.
It's
fun. It's close.
enough.
What do they do?
It's close enough to a plane.
We have a friend
Helicopters.
whose father.
yeah.
We have a friend
I'll
whose
switch
father
it.
is a helicopter pilot.
Oh.
I would
that sounds
love to
scary,
learn how to.
right?
That's like part of the.
So
Shout out to that friend.
yeah, so
Hopefully you'll
it's
see this
not,
episode.
It's not the same vehicle, but I bet
More or less.
I bet he knows people in the same hangar.
Does
so.
he have a helicopter?
No,
No, he just knows
At
how to
least
fly
not.
one.
Not
that,
his own.
not
No.
that I know. Not here.
Yeah. I would love to learn how to fly.
Would you guys hang glide? I'm getting sidetracked.
No,
No?
I am terrified of heights.
Oh, I would 100%. I'm crazy like
I
that.
don't
too.
have I don't have a problem with like commercial flights or anything like that, but I just hate the feeling of falling, and if I go to like, I don't know, a high apartment or anything like that, I never go into the balcony kind of thing. Like it's just not for me.
Anyways, let's
yeah.
move on from this and all these things. Although fun, let's move on from that. You had a question about
Oh, I'll jump
for
on
them.
that. Since we're talking high risks and skydiving.
yeah, that's a good segue.
Because I mean, I know a little bit already because we had this conversation, but you mentioned in the beginning of the episode, like, that nowadays you're working not completely off the creative field, but you're working with this new version of like AI and crypto a little bit. How was that transition?
Sucked. Sucked. It sucked so hard. The like, you know, it's like going from the top of your game in the industry, and then like COVID happens, and then like the government makes you shut down your business.
There it is. Again, it comes back.
Yeah. I know. It's like it's like the same. Like everyone experienced the same trauma. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and it was like after that, it wasn't like the world was the same after, right? The world completely changed, right? Like we went like 30, 40 years into the future in 5 years, right? And then in those 5 years, they just told us to stay at home and figure it out. And I was like, okay, I was crazy. So like, I had a lot of big pain points. She was there the whole time. She met me right at the end. We met right at the
Yeah.
beginning,
2020 New Year's Eve.
like like a month or two before COVID. That's when we met, right? So she saw me at the top of my game. I was at this I was at like all these different creative clubs in New York City, like Soho House, Norwood, and I'm just like living life. I was like, if all this work, fucking pay it off. And then COVID hits, right?
Yep.
And then so movies never came back. They're still not back. They're not
Yeah.
coming back. And
I love that it's always the same phrase as well, and it's always and then COVID hit.
So that sucked really hard. That took a lot of me to like accept, right? And so you know, me and my best friend, we just like we're like, this is like done. We're packing up. And then it took a couple of years. I was just like
You
trying
worked for agency for a while.
yeah, it wasn't like I was done producing, but it was like I wasn't doing like my production company. I was working for like different agencies, but it wasn't like always consistent. Like it was like, you know, I'd do a stint for like a year and then I would do another stint over there. I had a lot of fun during my production company and all that stuff. And it was also fun doing agency stuff, but it was more like you have to sort of reset. Because even in the agency world, like everyone's getting fired, right? Like they're doing more with less. They had the same issues I had as a production company. And I saw that because I was like, I worked internally at agencies as well, like for a while, like, you know, here and there all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they had the same issues I had. Was just like, there was less ad spend. You know, it was harder to get attention out in the market. So like advertisers had to like take the same budget and then run it with like all these different channels and not just TV, right? No, they have to do all these different social media things, whatever. So it was like, you know, they were letting people go, mass firings. We just saw what just closed down. Like I know like DDB just closed down. A whole bunch of like legacy agencies closed down like this year. It sucked having to like reassess for a while. So I tried a lot of stuff. I was just trying stuff. And then finally I sort of realized I was like, you sort of like work your way out of it by just doing stuff. So I was like, I think I was like, for crypto, it was just like my friend got me into it where we were just like ripping. It was like, it's a thing called NBA Top Shot. Well, basically it's like cards, like basketball cards. You know, like when we were kids and you like have like baseball cards, basketball cards. Yeah. But this is digital. But the whole thing was that if you opened a pack, you would get like, you know, a card that was worth $300 and you could sell it back to the market. And then I was like, and I think I bought 3 MLB packs, like Major League Baseball, and then they ended up being like I made like $1,000 in a day.
Nice.
And I was like, interesting, right? And then that's when I started the crypto stuff. I was like, I was in crypto for a while before it sort of like I'm doing what I'm doing now. A lot of detail there, so I'm not gonna bore you. But like it's like the company that I co-founded in crypto is actually quite big in the niche that it's in, right? And then I opened up another thing that I co-founded where it's a video AI journal, where it's like you like talk to your journal, but it's like video based, and then the AI like talks to you and like gives you responses and gives you like feedback and tells you like insights on what you said over time.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's still, you're still using the same skills that you had before, but for now you're more into this entrepreneurial business side of it, right? Kind of like,
Where you're like sort of not knowing like what's gonna happen, but things are changing so fast that you end up actually like winning a lot because you're like hanging around. But I had some dumb ideas. I had this one project where I basically was like a matchmaking event. We were living in Naples and it was super boring. And I was like, no one here. It was like it's like hard for people to date here or like meet people. A lot of guys were like, I don't have like a girlfriend. Girls were like, same ideas. So I made like a matchmaking event, sold one ticket. And that was like, you know, an L. But that's what I mean. You just got to keep trying stuff.
Speaking of trying new stuff, we were talking about this over the break, but for those of you who are not plugged into the internet for some reason, Apple, a couple of days ago from the point of recording this, and it's going to be fully available for a while once this episode goes live.
True.
Because it's coming out on the 28th of January. Announced and introduced Apple Creator Studio, which is a subscription bundle that brings together Apple's creative tools into one suite, which includes Final Cut Pro, Logic, Pixelmator, Motion, Compressor, Mainstage, all into one subscription alongside some productivity apps that they already have, like Keynote, Pages, Numbers, Freeform, with AI tools that enhance those apps. So
the office bundle that no one ever got.
So the upgrade for those productivity tools is the AI, and then you get all these other pro creator apps on the side with
Creator Pros.
with Apple for $13 a month or $130 a year, which, from what we've seen and how the creative world and the world of creative tools has been, especially for the last few months, has been evolving, this is a really good deal, technically, because if you're a creative person who has to work with if you're just a one-man army, or it's only two of you and you have to work with many different apps all at once to record a video, record the audio, edit the video, put it all together, ship it, package it, all those things. This is a really good deal for someone who's starting up. And it's kind of like the same of what we talked about 2 episodes ago in the first episode.
I was gonna say, is it?
When we were talking about
Didn't Affinity just launch one that is free?
when we were talking about Affinity, how this is a really good deal for somebody who's just starting up,
Yeah.
like a student or something like that. And even for professionals, this is a great deal because they're saving a lot of money. It puts the big guns into a more uncomfortable position with their pricing, like Adobe. Given the fact that the Adobe subscription is like $50, $60, $70 a month. I don't even know how much it is. I should check.
I pay $75.
And you could never
a month.
cancel it. It's like try to cancel your Adobe
It's
subscription.
pretty
70
difficult.
something.
It's extremely difficult to cancel it. But
It's hard to cancel.
it's very hard.
Yeah.
You live in a try it.
Try it to cancel it. Try to cancel your subscription. It's like you have to recall them. Like,
I think I did call.
And they'll duck you.
Almost.
You're like, no.
We live in a world where that giant is seeing a lot of other guns being pointed at them, because suddenly we have a tool that allows us to design in any way we want for completely free from
Affinity.
one side of the world. And then we have these other tools that allows us to do the other things for a way lower price than what Adobe is already offering. And to add salt to injury, like to add more salt to the wound, the Apple like creative apps like Final Cut, Logic, all those you can purchase like a one-time thing, so you don't even have to stick to one subscription, which is a really nice thing that you don't see a lot of.
Yeah, I would say from the whole package that you just mentioned, the main like punches over there towards like anything Adobe is like when Apple includes Logic and Final Cut Pro, like
Right,
those
yeah.
two are
That's
the actual
especially Logic.
big. Yeah, exactly.
Especially, yeah. It's mostly Logic.
Yeah,
Dude, I remember.
it is
I remember.
mostly
It's mostly Logic. Like I remember, like Final Cut fucked up when like because if you really remember, Final Cut was Premiere.
Yeah.
So like Final Cut,
True.
like Final it was the same, and then Final Cut was like, let me redo the whole schema of how this app works, and they did. And then Adobe was like, well, if you're not using it, we're gonna take your old model, and then it's still running. Like then it's because it works better.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever used Final Cut.
Final Cut was awesome
Yeah.
until they stopped making it like that, and then they started making it where like it started clicking together, and it's supposed to be easier.
Yeah.
Right. They started making it more like Movie Maker.
It's exactly. It was less professional but easier to use kind of
I
thing.
tried it. It sucks.
It sucks.
It sucks.
It's hard to learn.
It's limiting.
It's limiting. It's not intuitive.
Nope.
And then when Premiere had a really bad editing program back before Final Cut changed, and then Adobe was like, oh, okay, cool. Now you guys like give that to me, and now who's using we're using Premiere, right? Or DaVinci, which is basically Premiere. You know what I mean? But yeah, but with better ingestion. So it's like, yeah, no, to your point. I don't. Yeah.
It's insane. I mean,
I don't think I would pay for the Apple subscription though. I would try it out, and if it gave me like, I do pay for Canva because I love their background remover. I think it's cheaper. I have like another website, but when I like create things, I have like different tools around the internet, and I will bring it to the tool no matter how much labor it is.
yeah.
But unless somebody's paying me for a project, I usually try to go like for free tools, and I cancel my Canva subscription like every other month. But I'm really interested in Figma. Do you guys use Figma?
Not
enough.
No.
Not enough.
I'll say it like on the daily basis. I feel like I should check out more on what Affinity has been doing, because on the daily I do still sometimes like tend more towards using Canva just for the not that it's easier necessarily to use than the others. Nowadays I got used to all the Adobe programs, but it's just lighter. That for me is the main thing. It's like the other day I had to use Adobe in a computer that I still didn't log in anything. Until you download the program and to install everything, it took a good like 30 minutes or so. While Canva is like done, it's all
Yeah.
it's like log in. That's
So
it.
CapCut.
Also,
CapCut's the same.
Canva's so easy to share. Like a lot of times I'm just sharing the Canva document with other people that edit it.
Yeah.
And that seems like the most accessible for everyone. But you use Figma a lot. You did use it.
I use it when I work with developers.
Yeah.
Right? Because they want to like lay it out. It's cool because you could, like Adobe was about to buy Figma.
That's true.
Right? Until
Close
the
to.
right? Until the anti-monopoly laws were just like, no, like we.
Yeah. Oh, I
But-
wish. I mean, no, not really, but it was just a good tool to something I was already paying for. But
Yeah, right. Like, let me get. Yeah, I know, right? Figma's awesome because you can just bounce it from like make it visual, and there's like it's just a pretty pictures, but then you could like bounce it to code, and then you could So Figma's awesome.
Because they actually tried developing something. They have Adobe XD till this day. So before buying Figma, they tried XD, which is pretty similar, but
It's not as cool as Figma.
No,
it just didn't work out.
Yeah, hitting
it's
it,
just not there. It was like, I don't know. At some point, they were like, we give up. Like just
buy
all right,
it.
just give them the money.
Just buy,
It's
just
like,
buy everything.
still-
just give them the money.
There's
you know?
also trying stuff like collaborative boards, kind of have that same Figma feel where you can have multiple people in one project looking at it at the same time. It still needs a lot of work, but yeah.
I guess like I learned graphic design, or I started learning graphic design before the pandemic, so I'm an Adobe bitch.
I'm right there with ya.
It's like
Yeah.
It's the hook. They got you hooked.
No, it's not just the hook. It's like
You're
if you look,
comfortable with them.
even 5 years ago, that was it.
Oh yeah.
unless like some industry, like I don't know, like
Music or film, they had a couple of like specific programs that they would have separate than that. But other than that, it was Adobe. There was no other option.
Mm-hmm.
what would you use? Like Choreo Crawl, the
Avid.
Choreo
It was like-
Crawl?
Avid.
No.
You remember Avid? The
Yeah,
like,
like,
Avid,
no
who's
one
using
used
that?
the
Who's
other
using-
ones.
No. Because it's ease of use, right? Like, everyone just wants it to be easy and fast. That's why
Yeah.
it's like. But then, like to your points, to your point, like Canva and CapCut and all these different AI tools that could just spit out like some type of graphic for you in 2 seconds. They go to ChatGPT and be like, "Make me graphic." Like, right? And I'm just like, I don't know, it's different. Adobe's probably gonna have a run for its money in the
How you guys been, whenever you're doing anything like creative project, how you guys been interacting with AI nowadays? How do you use
So
it? You
much.
don't use it?
all the
Yeah, we're both big AI people.
Do you have as part of the project that you usually use more, or?
Yeah.
all of it.
I feel like you are definitely all in.
All
Yeah.
the way from concept to
I
final
mean, he made
delivery.
his own.
Yeah.
I'm so bullish
Yeah.
because it's like,
It makes sense. It makes sense.
yeah, it's like you can't fight the wave.
No.
It's coming. You know?
I don't think I use it for everything as much as you do. Especially images, like Midjourney is the only image generator that I've had the most success with. I started doing like those animate your image to like a video kind of thing. So I started using other AIs for that. That was fun. But other than that, it's mostly like research and refining things and stuff like that. Yeah. But like designing like on Canva, and I'm also doing a lot of games design and like party planning and stuff like that. So I do use ChatGPT a lot for research.
Everything.
Yeah.
There's not. It's just like my little buddy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, give me another perspective, please. Like, that's really what
I have that on my setup at home as well. It's like I have the main screen where where it's actually the workspace where I have the programs, and I turned what used to be one of like my mobile screen, like those small ones. I set it on vertical, and I have one small screen just for GPT on my side.
Oh, really?
Exactly.
So it's like what it would be.
I don't know, what's the size of my screen? Like maybe
It's a full HD screen, 1920 by 1080, and you have a little bit of a third of that on the
Yeah.
side
Okay.
with ChatGPT on it.
Have you guys heard about Claude? What is it called? Claude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Claude,
Everyone's
plenty.
loving it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're saying it's amazing.
Yeah, it's the one that is kind of like matching.
They're
It's
saying
like-
they're
yeah.
saying it's better than GPT even.
Yeah.
I've
yeah.
heard it depends on what you need. From what I have heard is like the conversational aspect of Claude is better. Like it's not as
But beyond that,
kiss as GPT is.
I've heard that the research of it is
but
way better.
beyond Claude, it's so you know how like Claude, like it's like you have like Copilot and you could like develop, like you know, it's like there's like they helping you. It's like that, but for people who aren't developers. And so basically, you give it access to your whole computer. It just came out like last week, and it's just like you give it access. Everyone who sees like using it, they're like, "This is a game changer." They're like, 10 hours of work is now an hour and a half. This is what I've heard. right? And I'm like, and people that I know, they're like, no, I'm like fully bullish. You give them access to everything in your computer that you wanted to give access to, all your documents, all your downloads, whatever. And you're like, hey, sort out all my files in my download folder, delete all the things that are like either duplicates or garbage, and reorganize it so you can move the things that are XYZ into my documents folder. And and like now I have like, say you have, 100 documents from like 5 years, you're like, okay, go through this whole thing and tell me what the best ideas are. Or, hey, I just have like 20,000 receipts, go through my computer and do an expense report for me, and it spits it out in 5 minutes.
Man, do I want to read the terms and conditions for this?
I know, right? I know. Your soul. Sign it here.
I
know.
have a question for you guys, unless you guys have a question.
No, no.
Go
Yet?
for it.
Go ahead.
Okay. I could answer it first too if you want. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Segue to the next one.
What is the weirdest interaction or more shocking interaction you've had while talking to one of the AIs?
Ooh.
I have
Yeah.
to
To
I had to
inspire
think
you
about
guys?
I'll say.
Are we almost there? We are, right?
what time is it?
Yeah, it rang for me already.
Oh,
So
rang
for you already.
I'll say let's do the last break.
Let's do
But
it.
still,
Okay. To answer your
Emily's
question from before the break, I'm gonna start because mine is the least.
Go for it, because
That is
I
great.
still don't have mine.
I barely have any of these things happen to me. I haven't had any problems with ChatGPT. I think I asked them once to remove background from an image, and it was a very clear shape on a white background, and I started doing this thing, loading and loading, and when it comes back, it's suddenly a 4-pointed star. A black 4-pointed star on a transparent background. And I remember I was on a phone call with person I was working with. She told me just put in ChatGPT and remove the background, when I could have easily gone on Photoshop and do it myself fully.
I think that's because you're not asking the right question.
I'm not
then. If
asking-
you're not shocked by ChatGPT.
I don't think I asked it like any
Yeah.
real questions. I usually
You
either
never had an actual
I
conversation
either
with
know
it.
the answer to the things that I'm curious about, or I research it myself.
I talk to it like a person sometimes, and I get some
Oh, I-
crazy
I-
responses.
We have names for ours.
Whenever
Oh,
I
yeah.
talk to him, I start every conversation with it. Hey, Charlie,
Charlie.
can you tell me what can I do here? Usually, what I ask him is like, and I'm trying to look for answers to or solutions to problems that I already know how to solve, just different ways. That's usually what I go for.
What's your story, Emily?
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
I feel like every time there's smoke, there's fire. Or something.
Okay, so one time for ChatGPT, I was like, I'm just gonna have like the most human conversation with it. So I said, "Hi ChatGPT, what do you know about me?" And then it listed out like 100 things that I probably talked about.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Dioni and I both use the same ChatGPT account. So I was like, "Oh, ChatGPT, do you know that there's 2 of us that use this account?" And then it gave me a list that said like Dioni, and then listed out specifically all the things he talks about with ChatGPT, and then all the things I've talked about with ChatGPT. And then the next thing I said, and I didn't say anything else, was ChatGPT, do you know who's talking to you right now? And it said, ha ha ha, I like this game, Emily.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's
So, and then
What a creepy way.
right? Yeah. And then it went on to tell me, like, I was like, just be totally bluntly honest with me. Like, I want to basically feel bad about the feedback you're about to give me. And then it broke down like things, very specific things that I never thought that I asked it to tell me, like, what can I improve on in life and stuff like that, or what are my challenges and weaknesses.
But you asked it to be like brutally honest.
Yeah, just like as hardcore as it could be. And it kind of hurt, but then it was really good feedback. It told me it told me some things about Dioni, which I thought was funny. And then it also told me about like how I specifically spelled specific words wrong consistently.
Oh no.
How I don't have the best depth perception. I don't know how it would know that, but I agree with that. But it got really detailed then.
Damn.
what does it say about me?
That you're not good at following up.
Yeah, it's true. and then I started following up a lot after that.
No, I had the same thing you guys did. Is I have my sister and I have a friend that uses the same account that I do. We try to keep like those. They nowadays that they have like projects and stuff, like we try to keep as separate as we can. But it did sometimes, like, I don't know, if I ask, it's like, oh no, yeah, you did this project, you did this, you did like, and like, no, those were like those all every, like I have to clean back.
But once you tell it enough, it remembers.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I have to open the game for it as well. It's like once I tell who's who, and there's more than one verse, and he'll start like, oh, okay, so
You should.
there you go.
The weirdest thing I ever saw ChatGPT do was censor itself. So like I asked it questions, and it would start spitting it out, and it was like very accurate, and then it would stop, delete it, and then it would start telling me something else.
Oh.
And that was much more watered down, and I was much more like soft.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, hold on. So you're just telling me this so that I could feel good about this? You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. Let's go back for a second. Let's go back in time because I want to bring back something that I heard and I found really interesting. Emily, you mentioned that you two have worked on career projects together. I was wondering if you could even like share a little bit about it, put some light on what you've done. Maybe just like an overview. Not, you don't have to go so deep into it. What have you guys been working on together?
Okay, so throughout our relationship, I think we've both been like a springboard. I think that's the right word for each other. So well, Dioni's been like deep in the startup world and everything like that. So he already knew what it was like to build a business and what that entailed and like could really think big picture. So when I did get my startup job, I feel like I really leaned on him to just like ask questions and stuff like that, because being in the startup world is definitely pretty lonely.
Oh yeah.
It's the loneliest I think I ever felt, but I was really grateful to have you. Just being able to ask questions and not feel so alone. But I have helped him out with a couple of crypto projects. The first one, can I name them?
oh yeah.
Yeah, the first one was called Bitcoin Dwarves. And that's when I learned that I might not be fit for that realm. We were role-playing dwarfs, like, like Snow White kind of dwarfs. So we only talked like dwarfs. Then we researched the history and everything like that. And so he had me help facilitate the community online while role-playing as a dwarf, a male dwarf. And I didn't know. Yeah, and like there's a lot of specifics like in the community on like the whole like don't edit your messages. Like people will think a little less of you if they see that little edit sign above it. That got in my head a lot. But that was interesting. That didn't last very long for my help kind of thing, just because I didn't know how to speak to all those people or what we were even speaking about kind of thing. But the most recent stuff is Dioni did the crypto house, the content house. I just helped them. I helped like a lot with experiences and events and stuff like that. So I was helping them with some of the materials and stuff that they needed for that. So graphic design, making games, stuff that's in my wheelhouse.
Some partners do work well together, I guess.
Yeah.
But then I feel like it becomes like a business relationship. Like I had a really good working relationship with my ex-girlfriend, but then like the romance wasn't there, right? Because for like work mode, it becomes like too like
You don't turn off the switch.
yeah, and it becomes like too much of the same energy coming together. So whenever we work together, it's definitely like an advisement thing now, where it's like she just gave me some notes. I was showing her a video that I have to like finish out yesterday, and she was like, you should make things go like this. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea.
Right,
It's like-
just little bits here and there, like little help over here and an idea over here, but no true involvement with one another's work.
Right?
Like we don't
You
co-own
guys are
projects.
your own ChatGPTs. I said.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think that's definitely a better process for us, like where we have our own projects we own, and then we always, I think a lot of time, I mean, I always go for you for feedback.
Yeah, likewise. I'm gonna check this out, just to like get like a different view that is like a good perspective. But I don't ever want to be like, I need this done by tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's like the last
Hard.
That sucks. Like, so, like yeah, we don't do that. We learn an art lesson.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay. We have 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Sure.
mark that. And one last thing. You know what? No, let's go on a break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna do the last thing, and then we'll just do our goodbyes and mark it as done for now. So another short break, because this one you need to answer on the spot. You cannot.
Okay.
You're gonna have
Okay,
think
fair
about
enough.
this one. Okay, so we'll be right back.
Baba Booey.
Now, we have one final activity thingy for you guys to think about. This one should be more like a rapid fire thing, but we're gonna probably linger on it for a minute or two. I'm gonna give you something, and I want you guys to say if it's over or underrated. It's only 5 little things, and then and if you guys could give me a why,
Sure.
that'd be beautiful.
That's fun.
We would appreciate it. We'd probably give it wise as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
if anything. So let's start with something that I think it's underrated. So attention to detail.
Ooh. Underrated.
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 Yeah. Why?
Oh, why? Why? Because a lot of people just don't have the attention to detail, which makes it underrated. Like,
Yeah, I would agree.
because
I would agree.
just because it is fairly underrated. People should spend a little more time in just like smoothing out the edges of things just a little better. That's a better experience for everyone.
right?
Come on.
People notice that.
No, and attention to detail sometimes helps in not necessarily like fixing project that you're working on. It's finding projects sometimes. Like you notice problems
Yeah.
before
Also that.
before they.
It's not only on what you're doing, it's also on what you're taking in and what you're consuming.
I think it's underrated as well. And I just think like effort, like I really admire that. When somebody puts a lot of effort into something, like I think of that as such a pro. Like if somebody's
Yeah.
super overdressed, I'm like, they put effort in. That's amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Do they look ugly? Maybe, but they tried.
Yeah.
Right? Like a bow tie versus like a normal tie. It's like a small detail, but you're like, yeah, you're the guy with the bow tie.
This
You know what I mean?
this following one has a lot to do with the attention to detail aspect of things. It's small yet intentional experiences. Is that over or underrated?
Small yet intentional experiences. Like what?
Let's say you go to a very specific. Let's say Emily puts together an event about a very specific subject that not everyone cares about. It's really small. It's like only for a bunch of people, but it's extremely dedicated to those people.
Oh.
No, I'll give a more industry
Go ahead.
industry related one. Not something that got talked about a lot, but because we're both fans of the same band. Right? We both
What's
love
the band?
21 Pilots. We
Oh,
went
21
to
Pilots, yeah.
to concerts and all, but they just finished the tour, and then right at the end, they made this kind of like pocket show in I want to call it like a club
In LA.
in LA.
In a theater.
But it was one of those like we only calling like the fan clubs,
Right.
people
Only
that
bringing, like,
worked on the production, kind of like close people that are close
Production
to it.
people, super
Yeah.
fans that have always been
Not a lot
there.
of production, small stage, just the two of them. But it's like, it's just you see the vibe in there. It's like God
It's such
damn.
it was
Mhm,
such a thing for them that they're turning another show into a movie. But
It's just to give the example, yeah.
it's a little thing that has so much passion and
Meaning.
dedication to the people that are attending it, the fans, and giving them exactly what they want. It's really important, and I think that is extremely underrated for many things.
I think
Go.
intention is. Oh wait, did I cut you off?
No.
I think intention is kind of magical when it comes to people too. Like it just raises the experience so much for people and like makes them feel extra special. So even just a little bit of intention, I think, sets anything apart from something that's pretty average. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree on Emily on that because we literally have exactly the same company. We're doing the same job. This is basically my job.
Yeah.
It's finding out moments from people and make it a little bit more special.
Right. Especially nowadays. Like nowadays, we're like looking for a community. We're looking for like groups to like hang out with, and I feel like niche is so important nowadays. You know.
And you know what it is on those moments is like, it's not the gift itself, it's not the actual experience, it's the attention. People are alone and people are like needy nowadays. Like they just want to be noticed.
They want to feel special. They want to feel like they're important, like they belong. So it's like that's how you get your super fans, right?
Yeah.
Right. And those are the people that tell everyone else. So like when you talk about like, the heart of your community, like it's those type of moments.
Yes, it is. God, this one.
Go. Go for it.
Awards.
Awards. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I mean, I would say,
Oh God.
man, you gotta say it in two sets, right? Because it's like at the end of the day, should you be looking for external validation? No. But when
Is it gonna bring you money?
right,
Is it gonna bring opportunity?
Yeah.
absolutely, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's not really, especially nowadays, it's not what actually happened. It's the narrative of what happened, right?
Yeah.
So if you're like, people remember the story. They don't remember what you did. They remember like how they felt about what happened and how they picture it. So like, yeah, it's underrated because like if you can like,
On that end.
on that end,
of course.
right? Like you shouldn't just be like, I just want the I want the notoriety, I want the recognition. Then you're sort of gonna like stall out eventually, right? There should be some other motivation beyond that. But is it overrated? To your soul, it's overrated. To society, it's super under.
There's also a part of the impact of what you did, like the story. You don't need an award to make that impact.
Not at all.
It's not
Has nothing to
necessary.
do with it.
It has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
So
That's what I mean.
for that reason, I think it's extremely like
You know what I would argue?
Overrated.
You know what I would argue?
I never did this for an Oscar. I never
yeah.
won some movies for an Oscar. Like that's
Right.
the last thing I ever
exactly.
cared about.
You didn't do it to win it. You got it because it happened to like
No, yeah.
influence a lot and
I
it did
never-
a lot of good.
I never watched
Yeah.
them when
But
I
I
was
see
going.
what he's saying is like,
Like, I never.
is there are things that come with a win, and it would
Yeah.
only come with a win.
Yeah.
But it's like I
Yeah.
would make the argument of
But
what
this-
you want.
This is not
Yeah.
that. This is not all
but
that.
What I would argue is what you want is the nomination.
No, not even.
Cause no, on the sense of because you wanna go into the room where things are happening. You wanna get in there. You wanna be
That's exactly it.
in the table. You wanna be in the club. Whether you get the prize at the end or not, fine. But you get to be there and you get to meet people and you get to
It's like other people
you wanna
don't,
get the invite.
because when they understand like what you do, they don't. All you can say, I have this award, they understand the magnitude. But like when you go, look, I
Yeah.
did this, and this, and this, that's like so much cognitive load. They're just like, I don't. So this award really just represents the stuff you did, or you know what I mean. So that's why you can say it's underrated because like for it to transfer that type of whatever you did to other people, like you need to have that recognition.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, like I don't.
Yeah.
You know, my art self, I'm like, I don't care. Like it's like I didn't come here for the award for a. Did you know that you have to buy your Oscar after you win it?
Yes. Yeah. I know.
I
I know
didn't
that
know
about
that.
other
I didn't
awards.
know that.
Yeah.
I know that about other awards. You have to buy the trophy.
Yeah,
I know I always heard and this goes for Lions as well for
Yeah.
advertising. Like
you do have to pay for to sign in.
To submit, you
To
have to pay.
submit things
To,
Always.
and if you get
Always.
an award, you
But
have
do you
to pay
have
for
something
the
afterwards
award.
or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, because once
Oh,
you get on the
shit.
stage and they give you the award, they take it right back.
Yeah.
And then you have to go buy. I'll give you a plaque, unless you want to
Oh,
buy the statue itself.
shit.
Yeah, same thing with the lion. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I went to Cannes and I got to like lion award for like a pharma spot, and it's just like unless you pay to shell out for the materials, you don't even get it.
Oh, never mind then what I said. It's
Yeah.
on the, it's over there.
Pay for it. No, you know.
Can I answer?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, please.
I'm gonna say I think it's actually underrated traditionally because I do think competition facilitates something really cool. Like it does push people, it makes people like put effort in different ways.
That's true.
But if a competition isn't like run based on like what it should be, like if there's money involved and marketing involved and stuff like that, then it kind of loses the competition
If there's,
part.
Oh, no, yeah.
if there's
Yeah.
something that taints it, then
I mean, this is something that I
competition-
was talking, I think at home the other day. It's like, I hate the fact, and might be something that someone that didn't grow up in the U.S., but it's like, I hate the fact that most awards, and especially the Oscars, they have this kind of like foreign language with separate from best movies. It's like, the only distinguish over here is
Yeah.
those people don't speak English.
I know.
As far as art goals and storytelling, is like some of those movies from Latin America and Europe, like they are awesome.
It's true. It's true.
yeah.
And they usually dare a lot more.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I mean, what Americans are the only people that can tell good stories? That's insane. That's an
No.
insane thing to think. But like, even like this is like something you don't say out loud, right? But like working in advertising for a long time, it's dang. I'm saying the quiet part
I
out
know.
loud.
I was like,
No,
oh,
no.
Like it's like because like I worked in advertising for a long time, and they always say you have to apply to get in award shows, right? So the whole idea about award shows is that, and all the jurists are everyone's friends.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Everyone
you
knows
know
each
what I
other.
mean? So it's-
People know each other.
they
Everyone
know. It's-
knows each other.
So it has nothing to do with like I always made a joke like the award should go to like best ROI, or like you know what I mean, like or best click through.
Wasn't one maybe last year or a couple of years ago that got a lion and it was like a fake results or something
That's
like
what I'm
that?
saying. Like
I forgot what the case.
A lot of student cases are like that. I mean, most student cases are like
Like
that.
they
Because they
simulated the
they don't have the means to actually make it, so they had to simulate the whole situation
Yeah.
and the data and the information.
because you take those awards and then you go to the next client and you sell them on those awards.
Yeah.
Right. So then that's why, like, if Abigail is on the jurist list and she knows Matt, who's just got applied for whatever, she's going to pick him
Uh-huh.
because at the end of the day, they're just trying to get more accounts.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
That's
bias.
the quiet part out loud. So I don't know. Maybe cut that out.
It is what it
We'll
is.
see.
It
We'll
is what it
see.
is.
Yeah, but it's true. They all know it.
Okay.
You had a one more.
this
or
one is
whatever?
this one is nice. AI in creative work.
Rated.
underrated.
Underrated.
We talked about this in the first episode.
Fair.
Very much a lot. We talked a lot about this in the first episode.
We can make it really short.
How like it is perfectly. We agreed on it's perfectly
Are we
fine
talking about the results or the process?
in whole in
AI.
entirely.
Using AI.
Yeah.
Underrated.
Underrated. It has to be.
Underrated.
Right? We're not even. We're
you
not,
can do.
Yeah, we're in the first inning. We're not
didn't-
even. We
yeah,
didn't.
exactly. We did talk about this in the first episode. Like we
Yeah.
agreed. It is fine that you use it as long as
Yeah.
you make sure that you know what you're doing.
Until.
Also ask
Use it.
questions. Don't.
But in
don't
4
just
years, what do
believe
you think's
it.
gonna happen? All that stuff that we just made in the last 4 years is gonna get scraped, and then it's gonna get bounced back to us, and then it's like, AI's gonna do it all.
Yeah.
The last one is authenticity.
Ooh. Underrated.
Yeah, they're all underrated.
Yeah.
Right? I think authenticity is. Yeah, everybody's superpower. Yeah. Try to show up every day with it.
Especially nowadays that pretty much everyone's gonna be using the same tool and asking the same questions to GPT. All you can put in there is your side of the story.
Your touch.
Right? Like your input is pretty much what's gonna define what's coming out of it.
Experience,
So,
right?
Yep.
That's how we connect with people.
Also, nobody likes to get bullshitted. So
Yeah. We sort of.
People have good bullshit meters. Yeah, you know what I
they
mean?
do.
Yeah. Definitely underrated.
Yes. All right. Well,
this was really fun.
it's been awesome. This is a great episode. You guys have been great guests today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Do you guys have any like projects that you're working on?
Oh yeah,
that
plug
you wanna...
time. Let me plug myself.
Yay,
You want to
hell
plug
yeah.
yourself first?
You
All right.
go.
So I have 2 startups that one I'm not active as much anymore, but I still have part of the business. The other still functioning. Saga Mobile DAO's crypto project. Go on X, you can find that. You can also the biggest DAO and DAO on Solana. So we have thousands and thousands of people in the Discord. We have over 200,000 people on the planet who can participate. So big project there. And there's reflect-me.ai, and that is a video journal that gives you real feedback with an AI avatar, so then you could learn more about yourself and your insights.
I definitely need to try that
Oh,
one.
boy. Emily, anything you want to share?
I think you guys should all look out for me in a couple years. No, in a year from now, because I'm actually taking a moment to just like recover from burnout, really just gain some more skills that I want.
Learn how to windsurf.
I'm gonna learn windsurf.
Listen, she's gonna learn
Yeah.
windsurf and come back.
Yeah, but I'm really right now just like trying to come up with a game plan and gain a few more skills because I want to start my own business in the next few years. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
nice.
That's
Which is why I haven't
Not
brought
on
back up
Etsy.
the Etsy because I want to gain a bunch more knowledge and just skills and
Yeah.
recover from burnout. But follow me on Instagram and see my art.
or, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll include.
Well,
For sure.
Yeah, drop the handle
Perfect.
right.
We'll
But
do
this
it
was great.
right there.
Yeah, boop. This is my links.
Oh, yeah. Do you need to flip that?
Do like TikTok.
Yeah. Here. Subscribe
Yeah,
here.
you're gonna do
This is
that.
my Instagram.
You're gonna do that, and they both said it. Anyway, guys,
Yeah, you follow the podcast here.
Yeah.
there you go.
Bottom of the link. Look at the caption. Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being great guests, and we'll see you all next month
On the next one.
on another episode. Bye bye.
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 That was great.